Oh no. Oh no, somebody stress vomited. Who did that? Who puked all over the place? Lindsay, are you really? Oh god, 68% stress. Why are you so stressed, girl? Hello everybody, and welcome to the first official video of the CBT Gaming channel. Your host, CBT. Today, I think we will go ahead and get started out with a game that has definitely captured my attention. It's actually a very, very fun game. The game's called Oxygen Not Included. It's basically a base survival game. You're apparently in like some kind of an asteroid or something, and the whole goal is to basically survive as long as possible before the inevitable happens and your base pretty much implodes upon itself. Now this game is available on Steam. It is currently in its alpha phase. It's available for like $20, but it's very detailed for even just being an alpha game. There's a lot involved with it, and so I'm actually really excited to see what this game looks like when it's all done, said and done, full version comes out and about. So since we're going to go ahead and get started here, as I'm pretty sure that just, yeah, look at old phone there. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and we'll start up a new base for this video. We won't hop into any of my existing bases, just so we can kind of build it from the beginning. And that way you guys can see essentially how this game works. Obviously, because it's an alpha, we're probably going to run into some kind of bugs. We've already, the most common one I always get a good laugh at is when you're building like flooring or something, and there's a space down below. One of your little people, or your duplicates in this case, will hop down, and then someone will build the floor right on their head, and then they get stuck. That's the most common one that I've seen. Other than that, a couple of little animation glitches here. But we'll go ahead and get started here. Build a new game, pick out some starting duplicates, and we will basically try to survive as long as we can. Okay, while this game loads, again, definitely a big thank you to you guys who have already subscribed to the channel. Definitely make sure you share this channel with all your friends, as well as the Facebook page that I've created for this channel, so then that way we can get the word out, because I definitely love to continue to make these videos for you guys and, you know, have lots of fun. Eventually start doing live streams, so that way I can start to interact with you guys live. All right, so you start out by basically picking out 3 duplicates. Goal here is to try to get some good traits from the get-go, so then that way you're not putting yourself between that rock and a hard place right off the bat, and your base doesn't implode within just like the first few cycles. So we'll go ahead and start picking out some duplicates here. Got some decent traits on this first one here, Mima. Early bird, basically it's +2 skills in the morning area. The +2 disappears later on the day. However, Mima here is a yokel, which means that she will not be able to perform any kind of research. Not a bad thing, as long as you have others who are capable of doing research. So for the traits here and the perk, we'll definitely hang on to Mima. Decor expectation, thankfully, is a -10, which basically means that you know, she's not going to get all stressed out just because the decor is definitely a drag, because you do have to build like paintings and statues. Stress response, vomiter. So basically, if she gets all super stressed out, she's probably going to puke all over the place, and not a big deal. I typically prefer the vomiter over the destructive, because the destructive, if they get stressed out, they're going to unfortunately go and break things, and then you have to go and repair them. So we'll keep Mima here. Meep, I'm not digging the -2 to the athletics because Meep is anemic, so we'll go ahead and start swapping this one out. Lindsay, good digging skills, excellent creativity, so that'll be good for like building decor such as artwork or statues. But narcoleptic, basically she's gonna fall asleep whenever she wants, kind of at random points in time. But decor expectation 20, so she'll also typically start to get stressed out if she's in some pretty drab decor areas. That will build upon her stress, but hopefully that won't be too much of an issue. Again, she's a vomiter, so Well, I can deal with that over Lindsay wanting to go and smash things. Lindsay, smash. Alright, and then over here it looks like we have Bert. Because I already have a Yopal and Meemaw, we're going to go ahead and swap Bert out. So let's go ahead and shuffle him out. I don't need 2 narcoleptics because I don't need 2/3 of my people falling asleep at random times. Let's see, we're going to keep going. Slow learner. Amphibious, good construction, but the small bladder means they're going to have to run to the bathroom quite a bit, so we're going to keep on going. We definitely don't want mouth breather because they're going to consume more oxygen. We definitely want to avoid that, especially in the early going, because you only have a certain amount of oxygen to basically expand upon. You don't want that getting consumed too quickly. Let's see here, Twinkle Toes. So very athletic, good strength here. Irritable bowel basically just means they're going to take a bit longer to do their business on the toilet. So I think we will go ahead and hang on to that one. It's probably about the best we're going to get. Decor Expectation 10, not too bad there as well. Well, I'm not a big fan of that, but hopefully we will keep Marie from being super stressed out, so that way she doesn't go and start smashing all sorts of things on me, making my life very difficult. So now we're going to pick a colony name. I usually have a couple of pretty good ones in here. Let's see. Galactic Space Junk, Spacefaring Tunnel, Rustic Asteroid. Uncomfortable Rat's Nest. That one's almost very fitting just because most bases typically look like a giant rat nest by the time you're done with it. The Swanky Cantaloupe. Facility, super system, dreamland, definitely not a dreamland. The Unfortunate Pigpen, Dangerous Space Rock, Shack, Inspiring Gang, okay. Panopticon, the Happy Comet. I doubt this is going to be a very happy experience for these guys, so I think we will leaky friends. That's, no thank you. Spacefaring Crater, Star-Crossed Comet, Starving Space Junk, the Beautiful Rat's Nest, Ultra Space Prison. We're going to go with that just because that's pretty much what this is going to be like for these poor little duplicants here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and embark. We're going to take a look, see what we get for our map. Hopefully get all kinds of good resources nearby. Alright, your crew is awoken miles beneath the surface of an unfamiliar terrestrial body. Oddly, you have no recollection of how they got here. Might be best to start digging. Yes, because digging is always the appropriate response when you don't know where the hell you are. It just makes sense, people. It does. It really does. Anyhow, alright, so here's our starting point. This is essentially where our duplicants will be coming from. We got a little food box here, a ration box, storing some food. This is going to be the oxalite that will help temporarily provide some oxygen. Taking a look around, a couple small areas of water. Ooh, got a lot of big pockets of water down here, so that's a good thing. Got a lot of sand for filtration. Okay, so we do have a lot of good resources about. Of course, with this game, it is in its thermal upgrade state, so temperature is going to play a factor. So the biggest thing we really need to do is to figure out kind of where the cold biome or the ice biomes are going to be. And I can kind of see with the temperature drop over here, it's most likely going to be the ice biome. Oh, we got some cold temperature off to our right. That seems like a pretty sizable biome over there as well. I guess that pocket of water is not as big as I thought it was. And then we get some warmer temperature as we go down there. It's probably going to be either a slime biome or, an area where there's a lot of hydrogen and chlorine that I'm going to run into. It's going to make my life all sorts of hell. Okay, so now we got just kind of a base outline of where we're at. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start digging. See what we're able to find. So, typically with the duplicants, they can dig. They can reach 2 over. They can reach a total of 4 space upward. So we're going to start digging that way. And to be honest, we're going to go ahead and dig quite a bit this way, because our first goal is most likely, whoops, going to be to get that bathroom built. So then that way we can go ahead and keep our duplicants from basically, you know, peeing or pooping themselves and causing a big mess, because that would be no good, because then they get all stressed out, because then they're standing in polluted water, all sorts of stuff like that. Now we got some resources, let's go ahead and we're going to build ourselves four. Yeah, we'll go out to there, and we'll go out to there. Big thing about this game is a lot of people I try to see, a lot of people I watch, they'll usually try to build pretty organized bases, but it very rarely ever works out that way. Usually your base is just a big jumbled mess. By the time you're done with constructing stuff, you got things everywhere. It really does become a mess. But I guess, you know, with this game basically being survive as long as you can and don't let your colony die, eventually things are bound to go awry. So, all right, build the ladder down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and build one over on this side. Essentially, we'll start to dig certain places out. Oh, you guys drop sand everywhere. Pick that up. I can get that dug up there. This is usually nice to get done typically at the beginning of the game. Let's get some storage compactors. That way you have places to put all the material that you're going to inevitably leave all over the floor. Because I do believe that does have an impact on the decor. It can definitely cause a lot of stress amongst the duplicants. And we don't want these people getting stressed out. So, alright, so we're going to let them do their thing for a little bit here. Go ahead and speed up to 2 times speed. With food, we will definitely want to get that put away quick, so we're going to put that as a priority 6. Any of these muckroot or any other type of food that we get will essentially get put into the storage bin rather quickly. Okay, so now we're getting our storage compactors built. We're doing that with the swiftness. And before we get too crazy here, I guess we'll go ahead and kind of plan for this area. So we're going to dig that out. I don't think it's going to be a great idea to harvest that, because that will actually go rotten and produce polluted oxygen from the rotting food material. So I think we are just going to end up digging all of those up as well. Now, before we go ahead and return this back to 2x speed, go ahead and get these set. So like I said, this game is still in the alpha phase. 20 bucks on Steam. It's definitely a lot of fun, well worth it. I got it before the thermal upgrade came out, and temperatures really were not a factor at the beginning, which kind of made it easy because you didn't have to worry about equipment overheating, anything like that throughout the game. Pretty much it was just build the base, don't worry about the temperature, just avoid the gases you can't breathe, make sure you have plenty of gas that you can breathe, and keep your duplicants from being super stressed, and don't let them die. Okay, almost got all my storage compactors set here. Now, in case you're wondering why on the organic I don't just check the box like I do with the rest of those, because eventually you're going to get polluted dirt, and slime, which they generate polluted oxygen if they're held in those storage compactors, and that polluted oxygen can end up making your duplicants sick. And of course, sick duplicants are stressed duplicants, and then you know, somebody's going to smash something, or someone's going to start puking all over the place, and it just ends up being kind of a bad time for everybody. All right, so now it looks like we're going to go ahead and dig over here a bit. Let's zoom out a bit. We're kind of seeing what we can. Alright, so definitely have a nice biome above me. The trick that I've run into at these is obviously, you know, heat rises, cold falls. Combat. Hold on just a second. Who is fighting? And what? better not be fighting the hatch. You are fighting the hatch. Why are you fighting the hatch? I know you probably dug them out and you got them all mad, but don't fight the hatch. We don't want that. We need him for later. So deactivate combat. And Mima, since you're the one who apparently made the hatch very angry, we're going to have you, for just a moment, run over that way. Run, Mima, run! Get out of there. Yeah, there you go. Flee. Wait, I don't have any reason to flee anymore. Okay. Anyways, so now we got that crisis averted there. Whoops, leave the menu. And it's nighttime. Alright. So usually this is where I like to slow it down just a moment. Basically, if you guys are wondering, the reason why I want to keep the hatch here is the hatch will be used. He ends up eating certain resources, and then he basically poops out coal that we could then use for a coal generator down the road. So we want to try to keep the hatch alive. A lot of people will typically just kind of kill off the hatch without even really thinking about it, and it's not always the greatest move because you don't really get a good amount of coal built up. Your coal generator's pretty much going to be useless. Oh, there was a poor hatch in the water. So they spawned a hatch here in this pool of water, and obviously hatches can't breathe in water, so that guy unfortunately died. Now, chances are that's going to go bad at some point because it's unrefrigerated. It's 94% fresh, so yeah, it's definitely going to go rotten at some point once I'm able to probably reach out. I hope that doesn't end up polluting that, because if that pollutes that water, it's definitely going to be not a great thing, because then that's going to reduce the amount of clean water that I have, and I do have a rather finite supply of that at the moment. Okay. Yay, it's daytime, and the hatches all burrow. This guy's going to come over here and then burrow over here. And then as long as nobody digs him out, we shouldn't have much of a problem with him. So, obviously, because we're in cycle 2 now, this becomes super important because these guys are going to eat, and then they're going to need to poop. So, we're going to do 2 outhouses over here. Pausing because I just don't want to run into the situation where they're going to eat and then need to go to the bathroom and have no bathrooms and then pretty much, pee themselves and create polluted water all over the floor. And we don't want that getting mixed up with the real water. So now we got the outhouses. We're going to make those priority 6, so that way they kind of focus on that first. Over the ladders and over the digging. Go build the outhouses. Mima's got the right idea. She's heading the right way. Lindsay over there, she's just wanting to dig, apparently. Guys, go get the sandstone. Go build the bathrooms. Don't build the bathrooms. You guys are going to pee all over the place. And I'm not having that. Lindsay will be worse than kids. I swear. Okay, so getting the bathrooms built. We'll go ahead and speed this back up a little bit. Don't want to bore you guys with all the super slow motion stuff. Okay, I'm going to eat. Alright, so next thing we want to do, once we get the water drained, I am definitely getting into this area over here. We're going to probably make use of this rather quickly. Yeah, I'm going to dig that much. I'm going to dig a little bit more over here. And then just to make sure you don't have any problems with temperature, create an airlock, a couple of tiles, just to kind of make a wall there and prevent all the super cold air from sneaking on over into my base and causing some major problems. Okay, so they breached the ground. We got water dripping down from this chamber down here. This is also going to end up creating a nice little area for the CO2 to kind of fall down into, as this thing produces the remainder of its oxygen. That oxygen is going to start kind of coming upward. It's going to have a hard time just because it's a single square that's going to float through, so it's going to have a hard time doing so right off the bat. But eventually the CO2 is going to sink down here. The oxygen is going to come more up here. As you guys can kind of see these blue pockets of bubble here. And that's basically oxygen starting to float through within that area. Yeah, they're having problems over there. They're definitely gasping for some air. Sorry about that, guys. Now that we've gotten that area there, I think we're going to go ahead and dig this up. Get that cleared out. Continue to let this drain for the time being. Since that was there, that made sure none of the water got over into this side, so I'm not going to have to worry about having to, mop that up. We're just going to let that stuff drain, let that fall into that bottom area. What we might even do next, you know what, I'm actually going to go ahead and get this going. So we're going to go ahead, oh wait, I have more than just sandstone now. We have to be very careful when you build in this game, because it defaults to the more rare materials that you have, or the stuff that you don't seem to have a lot of, rather than just going straight sandstone all the time. And then you run out of resources really quick, and then you're like, why aren't you building this? Oh, because I don't have obsidian. Because everybody needs an obsidian ladder. Okay, so they're eating. Lindsay ate and then passed the hell out. Yeah, she's probably doing some extracurricular activities there. But we're going to go ahead and get the area dug out there. We're going to get this ladder built so we can actually drain this as well and start to pull that up into this little pocket here. And that way we have, a couple of areas of clean water that we'll be able to use. Eventually what I do want to do is get all of this stuff combined, assuming that this dead hatch over here, 77% fresh, assuming that this dead hatch does not end up resulting in polluting that water source over there, because I will be very bummed out if that happens. Okay, let's take a look at our temperature overlay. We're not doing too shabby there. I think we got most of that water, so we're going to switch that back to auto. Try to keep the cold over there. In fact, actually, we can go ahead and start doing that, because I'm not worried about that little skim of water right there. Turn it ice, that can go ahead and become a little ice ball. I really don't care. New duplicate. Alright. See who we get for this. Now at this point, unlike at the beginning, we're not able to randomize. We basically just have to pick from what we're given when it comes to the newer duplicates here. Now, typically you don't want to get too many too quick, because if you get way too many duplicates, then obviously you consume way more oxygen than what you're able to produce, and that's how duplicates die. Alright, so we got a yokel, small bladder, and a narcoleptic. Huh. Bahadur, destructive. Grease monkey, which is good for the tinkering abilities, as far as like his ability to operate machinery. Diver's lung, this is always a preferred perk, because that means that this person is actually going to take less oxygen when they breathe. So even though this person has the small bladder, which means they're going to go twice as much as the other duplicates do, we're going to go ahead and go and grab Gossman, because obviously this person's also going to be our resident cook, because they have the +7 cooking skill, along with that diver lung. Alright, Gossman, so welcome to the clan. So now we got 4 duplicates. We'll start to make a bit more progress, a bit more quickly here. And what we definitely want to do is we definitely want to do this. Alright, so we're going to dig this section out. And this is where we're going to essentially store like our batteries, our power generator, stuff that's going to end up generating a lot of heat that could definitely negatively affect the base if you build it like somewhere in the middle, because then those things typically will tend to overheat, your duplicates start to get scalded, all sorts of stuff like that. It's just bad. So typically, if you can keep the equipment cold rather than trying to cool it down after it's already been heated up, things typically run a lot more smoothly for you. Okay, we're going to speed that back up. Go ahead and let them dig and do their thing. Still have that little skim of water right there, but that's okay. They'll probably start to clean that up after we get certain things built. Such as the algae terrariums or anything else that might use water. Because they kind of walk along it, I think I see that they kind of kick stuff. Oh, we knocked enough sand. Where'd all that sand come from? That came from up there. Oh no, it's nighttime. Alright, Duplicants, go to bed. Alright, still doing pretty good. I mean, the oxygen up here is fantastic. Sufficient. Then down here, and this nonsense just, it does not look good. So we definitely probably going to have to do a deoxidizer. And I'm going to put that deoxidizer right there. Because then at least that way, it's not far away from the power source. Hopefully with that door opening and closing, we could probably at least get a little oxygen into the other room as well, make that area a bit more breathable. And hopefully this will kind of help push the CO2 down into these lower areas. So that way we can kind of get rid of all of that. You can hear everybody all panting. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Okay. I mean, so far we haven't really run into too many problems. I mean, the biggest thing I'm going to obviously have to deal with pretty early is going to be the oxygen production and how to deal with the CO2 that's going on right now. But I mean, we definitely have water for when we are ready for it. I've got a big pocket of algae up here, which is going to be fantastic when it comes time to really needing that algae production going. For the deoxidizers or even those terrariums that we will get built at some point. We should probably, next step here, because this is all sand, as I start to dig into this area, it's just going to fall from the top down. Dirt. Okay, fix that up. And I'm not even sure what I'm building that out of, so I should probably just, we're going to start from scratch, okay? Because that probably won't work out so well. But I'm going to build a floor, kind of going off this way. These guys are probably getting really pissed off I haven't built them beds yet. I kind of need an area where I'm going to be able to do so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, the 5 is always the floor. And I'm hoping that I built those ladders out of sandstone and not like obsidian or some other ridiculous mineral. Sandstone, okay. I can deal with that because there will be plenty of sandstone everywhere. It is fantastic. Okay. Alright guys, we gotta get that deoxidizer built, see if we can just start trying to compress some of that CO2 down in that lower area. And it looks like there's a little bit of oxygen kind of trapped right there within that pocket as well. But, really don't know. Wow. Yeah, about a good old 20 to 2,500 grams of oxygen. That's a pretty breathable chunk right there. I mean, light blue. So, as long as your head's poked right in there, you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about that CO2. You can just breathe that nice little pocket of oxygen. Okay. So it looks like Meemaw's eating. The hatch is on the loose. Hatch, as long as you're eating sandstone, I really don't mind. And you can poop all the coal that you want, because I will need lots and lots of coal at some point. So right now I'm at 2,800 kilograms of coal. That will continue to rise, and of course as we get this stuff up here built, which I really need to 1, 2, 3, 4. Leave that oxalite there though, because I don't want to dig that up. Obviously that would be bad. Oxalite's basically free oxygen in a game called Oxygen Not Included. Guess what? They include oxygen. It's amazing. Uh-oh. What do we got over here? Looks like poor Mima over here got stuck cleaning the toilet, and she is not happy about that. Not in the least. Mima is very upset about having to clean the toilet. Itself, Mima's probably going to be rather stressed rather quickly here. Hover over here. Oh, speaking of stress, holy jeez, Gossman. What's going on with you? Sore back, grimy, and dirty hands. I mean, it's not like you're hurt or nothing. So why are you so stressed? That's not good. We're gonna have to address that rather quickly because we cannot have Gossman being super stressed. So I know it's stressing out. They're sleeping on the ground, probably super upset about sleeping on the ground. So for right now, we'll throw 4 cots right there, and we're gonna go ahead and go over here. Sure that's out of sandstone, not obsidian, because nobody wants to lay on the obsidian massage table. That just sounds fantastic. Massage table. Yeah, let's see how we're doing here. Gossman, you are still just super stressed out. So we're going to assign that to you. It's going to be priority 6, so that way it's a little higher than the default priority that everything gets set to, which is a 5. Good. There you go, Gossman. Alright. Oxygen's still not looking great, but at least now there's some production coming from this thing. Now, I know some of that looks like it's leaking up into here, which, that's fine. I mean, it's not the preferred path I'd want that oxygen to go, but as long as we got down here, I'm also seeing some oxygen starting to get in this area. We're definitely going to need to get those terrariums going, though, to help try to cycle through some of that CO2 and at least start to try to reduce that and produce a little bit more oxygen, because obviously just that one deoxidizer is not going to be enough to maintain the oxygen levels within the base. Okay. Take a sip of water there. Alright, so let's take a look here. So Lindsay's eaten. She'll probably pass out right afterwards. Research complete. Set that back down. Alright, now before I throw somebody back on the research table, first things first, you get some of these terrariums going. We got to deal with the oxygen problem. CO2 issue, I guess, is what we shall call this. And we're going to throw one right there. Now, some people really don't like the terrariums because of the fact that it does consume water as well as the algae. So then a lot of people really don't like the terrariums for that factor. The thing I like about the terrarium over the deoxidizer, though, is the deoxidizer is going to consume your algae at a rate of about 300. What is going on? Like, okay, stat. What's going on? Mass gas spread. Okay, it can't even decide what the heck it's doing. Okay, I'm assuming because we're in this little area here, max gas pressure. What do you mean? Okay. All right. I mean, sure. We'll say that's max pressure, even though there's plenty of places for you to go. Oxygen, not included. No, I didn't want the tip. Alright, so we got Gossman on the massage table. We are getting these deoxidizer, or not the deoxidizer, that's the deoxidizer. Getting these terrariums going, which will hopefully start to address the problem of the CO2 within the base. As you can see, they're picking up that water skim that was pretty much sitting there that entire time, that little skim of water. They're actually picking that up to help feed the terrariums, and that way the terrariums can go ahead and start doing what they need to do, which is consume some of the CO2 and start producing oxygen. My big concern is still going to be this area over here, so we really need to get this stuff going. So we need to get that airlock built in. We need to get that area dug out in that floor bill. Like, that needs to be and whoever was the slacker who did not finish digging this one little chunk of dirt. Dirt, yeah, dig, dirt, sandstone. So whoever didn't dig out that sandstone, you are a slacker. I don't even know who it was. I don't know who to blame. I'm gonna blame Meemaw. I think it was Meemaw's fault. Okay, there we go. That's gonna look better, even though as we dig, obviously lower oxygen levels that are gonna be there. The hatch apparently wants to join in the bathroom area. Oh, nope, he changed his mind. He's gonna head back out towards where all the resources are. Yeah, that guy's producing a good chunk of coal as we go. Okay. So now that we got at least 2 spaces there, we're going to throw another terrarium, and then this is going to be important to deal with polluted dirt. We need to get a compost going. And please. Oh, obsidian. Why am I building an obsidian freaking compost? It's dumb. Please tell me that the terrarium is not made of that. Gossip Reed. I don't care about you guys. I want the terrarium that I'm waiting to build. You guys kill me on the inside. Material. Dirt. That's right. Those things are made of dirt. I don't even have to worry about that. Speaking of stress, holy cow, Marie. Marie, it's not that bad. You don't need to be at 61% stress. You can start puking all over the place. Or are you the destroyer? Are you going to break things? I don't know. I really don't care to find out either way. Because I don't need you puking all over the place. And I don't need you breaking shit. So Marie, you can relax on the table. I mean, this map, it wasn't the greatest because of that big old CO2 pocket there. That really kind of actually hurt me in the beginning because you really have to keep up on that. And if you start with a big pocket of CO2 like that, it's going to be really hard to stay on top of that stuff and maintain sustainable oxygen as you go along. But hopefully these terrariums that I've got going are gonna do at least some of the trick that I need them to do. You guys are dropping sand all over everything, you guys. Come on. Alright, now looking back over here, this is all now super CO2'd over here, so we're gonna re-enable the deoxidizer, try to get some more oxygen pumped out from that stuff. My algae count, we're doing really good on algae. We're at 4,000 kilograms, so I think we'll have enough to really stay on top of that. But we're going to get up to about cycle 10. That'll be good for this video here. You know, again, thank you guys for showing a lot of support right out the gate as I announced I was going to start doing this. Very encouraging, something that I've of course, always wanted to do. I mean, I took 2 years worth of video tech back in high school, and I never really did anything with it, which always kind of bummed me out because if I knew YouTube was going to be the thing it became, like, holy cow, I could have been set for life. But you know, it is what it is. You know, I definitely don't mind what I do now. Where I work now is absolutely fantastic. I enjoy what I do, being a trainer. But it'll be nice to get back into this, even if it's just going to be a hobby to start. I mean, who knows? You guys might help get this thing taken off to where this could become more of a mainstay for me. All right, another duplicate. Cycle 9. So every 3 cycles, we're getting a duplicate. With Lyra here, we're getting actually a double negative. She's flatulent, so she's going to be producing some polluted oxygen rather quickly, as well as she's a gastrophobe, so she cannot cook, even though she has +3 to cooking skill. Can't cook. Interior decorator, so Lyra, you're definitely out. Hazan, he's a scaredy cat, so he can't fight, but he's also encultured, so he doesn't require too much as far as the art side goes. Not too bad there, but again, not really in a position, I don't think, to grab a 5th duplicate yet. And Meep, you can join Lindsay in the Narcoleptic Club. I don't need 2 of you guys just randomly passing out. So I think we're going to reject these guys as well. Prevent another duplicate from coming into the base. For right now, until I really get things... I mean, they're not looking bad when you see, like, the blue... Oh, I'm seeing the little pockets of green gas everywhere. And I know that's the polluted oxygen from the toilets. Gross. So, next stage will definitely need to be... well, no, I can't even get that until I get into the 2nd tier. So we're going to go ahead and start with some gas piping, because the gas permeable tile is going to be very helpful when it comes to moving the oxygen around as I need to. Looks like we've got that top floor built. We're definitely going to want to, I think next is dig over into this area here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So then that way, I can get some more of that copper ore for when I need to start routing some more electrical stuff around. As well as there's some coal there, some sand. All that sand's going to fall on me as soon as we start digging into that. And see, look at that. Come on, you guys, dig intelligently. Get the sand first, and then get the more solid material later. Oh no. Oh no, somebody stress vomited. Who did that? Who puked all over the place? Lindsay! Are you really... Oh, God, 68% stress. Why are you so stressed, girl? God, that's gross. Clean that up. Clean that up. That is gross. All right, so we've had our first stressful event. Lindsay threw up all over the place. She is not a happy camper right now. So we got to get that mopped up, because I definitely do not. Oh no! That happened so quickly. Why? All right, we got to try to. You know what? Cancel. Oh man, that happened so quick, but that's gonna contaminate our water supply right there. I'm kind of glad I did not already dig down into the bigger pool of it, because you know what? If I have to deal with just a little bit of polluted water, I can deal with that. But man, if that fell down into that, oh man, that would not have been. Lindsay, why do you gotta puke all over the place? You puker. Okay, well, yeah, there you go. Yeah, there's the polluted water. It is now joining the water table down there. Oh, maybe. We might still be able to salvage this. Go, yes! Oh my god, that worked out perfectly. Good job, Mima and Gosman. You two saved the friggin' day. I know it's gross, because you're cleaning up after Lindsay, after she puked all over the place. And that was messed up with you, Lindsay. I hope you enjoy that massage table, because apparently you really, really, really needed it. Lindsay, you can breathe. I can see all that. Oh, maybe you can't breathe. That is a lot of CO2 right there. Oh, we need gas permeable tiles, because this area down here is looking fantastic, oxygen-wise. So those terrariums are really doing their job. The oxidizer is definitely going to help out with kind of pushing more oxygen in this area as we dig it out. But I know a lot of that's probably still leaking up here. But it's not a bad thing, because then when I get up there, I'm going to have a good supply of oxygen to use up. So, all right. Well, that is cycle 10. I'll wait till it hits daytime before we go ahead and save. But, you know, we're not doing too bad. Base is looking pretty decent. Haven't really gotten too far into it yet. We've got some plants going. Oxygen seems to be doing all right. Good. Daytime, we'll go ahead and pause. Definitely the next big thing is probably going to be figuring out how to pull these 3 water pockets together. So that way I have just one giant pool of water that we'll start to draw from, whether it's for the terrariums or as we build actual like lavatories and showers and stuff like that. We'll be able to get water going for those. Eventually, this area up here will probably become like an oxygen room. We'll run some not deoxidizers, but electrolyzers to separate the oxygen out of water as well as create hydrogen. Honestly, it's not a bad placement with this ice biome, because then I'll probably be able to do something with that with power. And then as it becomes necessary, we'll probably have to start tapping into the slime biome, grabbing some of the thimbleweed so we can start making some clothing. This area is just going to be a big no-go, because as of right now, they still really haven't made it to where you can do anything with the chlorine. But I think we're going to go ahead and call it a wrap here for the first video of the CBT Gaming channel. Again, very much appreciated, guys, for the early show of support and just like the very quick response that you guys have done. It's definitely given me a lot of inspiration to want to do this, to make this something that will become more of a pastime, and just to have fun with you guys. And, you know, as this channel progresses, we'll probably expand into other goofy things as well. I mean, who knows, especially once I start getting like video equipment too, so that way you guys can kind of see me as we do these things. But we'll definitely have a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to all the videos that I'm gonna make for you guys, live streams I'm gonna get to do, and the ability to interact with everybody. So definitely look forward to it. Again, if you like this video, definitely give that thumbs up, a quick click, as well as if you want to make sure that you get notified anytime new videos are coming out or any live streams or anything like that. Also make sure to click that bell, so that way you are aware that those videos are coming out. And again, this is CBT of the CBT Gaming channel. Have a good night.